Yo, how's it going guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Hope you're all having a great weekend. Today we are going to be focusing on Storyline Fred. This Storyline Fred, obviously it's the furthest level that you have to go for in this season. And he looks like a great card. 89 rated Fred, you have the choice of him, Carrasco or Belotti. For me, I think Fred, he has great links. He's a very popular team in Manchester United, and I think he is a great option to go for. He's the one I went for today. I'm going to be doing a full in-depth review on him today, so hopefully you enjoy this video guys. If you do, smash a like down below, subscribe for a lot more FIFA 20 content. What we're going to do is we're just going to look at a bunch of highlights that I did get with this Fred in FUT Champions. I've only played FUT Champions games with him. I've played 8 games with him so far, and I've had a lot of fun with him, so I want to let you guys know, is he the right choice to take? But first off, let's just take a look at the card. So he's 89 rated, which already shows it's a decent storyline card. I think these storyline cards have to be good to grind all the way. 84 pace, 83 shooting, 86 passing, 90 dribbling, 83 defending, 78 physical. They've taken his card and they've massively boosted it to a level where I think it's just it's not deserved, but it's very usable is what I was meant to say. 5'7", high work rates, left-footed, 4-star. Really nice attributes to have off the bat. I put an anchor chemistry style on. I think that's the best one. But we'll talk about that more in the actual highlights. 86 acceleration, 81 sprint speed. His shooting stats are fairly average. 78 attack positioning, 81 finishing, 86 shot power, 84 long shots, 79 volleys, 73 penalties. But here is where you see this is the type of card that Fred is. 87 vision. He's got 90 short pass, 90 long pass, 80 curve, 93 agility, 97 balance, 90 reactions, 91 ball control, 87 dribbling, 92 composure. Fantastic dribbling stats. Really top tier. 87 interceptions, 83 defensive awareness, 89 stand tackle, 79 slide tackle, 61 heading accuracy. It's not so important in FIFA in my opinion, but it is a poor stat for him to have. 90 jumping, 92 stamina, 66 strength is obviously not good enough, and 85 aggression. This card, he looks like a beast, but where would you play him? I'd probably play him as a CDM. That's what we did in a 4-2-3-1. We had him as a box-to-box CDM next to Laurent Blanc, the baby card, so you can tell that he was going forward. He was using his insane dribbling stats, using his defending and physical stats also to be sort of Kante type-esque player. No traits on the card, which is weird for an 89 rated card, but no traits. I'm not sure if they haven't updated them or something, but no traits on the card, which is fine. We had him in this team, played him, as I say, in a 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2 as well sometimes. I think that he can do well in a CDM or a centre mid position, guys, to be honest. I think he has that versatility about him, but did I enjoy the card? Well, you will see. You can see 8 games, 3 goals, 5 assists. Let's get into the highlights and actually talk about how he did perform in game. So here we go then guys, into the highlights that I did manage to compile of Fred in FUT Champions. I got a bunch of different clips together, analysed them, tried to think about what I can help you guys with your decision for actually unlocking Fred, what I can point towards his positives, what I can point towards his negatives. And straight away, you obviously saw that 8 games he had with me, he did score 3 goals, I think, and had 5 assists. So it's a decent contribution, especially for a CDM in this game. My CDMs don't normally do too much, so for him to be getting involved with the assists and the dribbling, I think you would probably put that down to the high work rates. I think that he does get forward in a CDM role where you don't tell him to stay back. He will get forward and get himself in these sort of positions. If he's not able to get a shot away, he's able to get a pass away. And I think that as an overall style of play, that's how I really liked Fred. Think of a type of player like Kante. Kante is really good defending and really good at actually getting in front of the ball, getting them little tackles in, like you see there, winning the ball back, having that tenacity to win the ball back and get the challenge in. I think that that's Fred's really what you'd expect from him, to be honest. You'd expect him to be a really solid ball-winning midfielder. Well, he is that exactly, and I think that's what you'd expect. But what else does he offer apart from that? He's not just the type of player that will win you the ball back. He's also the type of player that will set you up on the attack. That's the sort of style of player, I would say. His positives: speed, 86 acceleration, 81 sprint speed, which with an anchor, you go up to 91 acceleration, 86 sprint speed, which is just super solid. I think that that's really important for a midfielder on this game. You need to have pace, and Fred doesn't lack any pace at all. He excels in pace, and I think that you do need an anchor or shadow on him. I went for anchor because it was cheaper, but you could go for whatever you wanted. 87 vision, 90 short pass, 90 long pass. It's what you need again, guys. It is what you need in this game because passing is so unreliable. If you had low passing like I do with that Dalglish, you know what poor passing is like. So for him to have really reliable passing is really nice. And the 80 curve helps as well because you can get different types of passes going on with the card, which I think is important in this game. Physicality is a good one because he has 90 jumping, 92 stamina, which can go all game long. Didn't have any problems. Even in the 120th minute, he was running strong. That's just what you need for a sort of end-game midfielder, which I would classify Fred as being. And the 85 aggression. He'll win the ball back. He will. Think of a player like Kante. Once again, the 85 aggression is so important as you saw him score a goal. And yes, I did maybe shush as well. 4-star, it adds to the card that Fred is. So I've said he's really good at winning the ball back. What else can he do? He can do the 4-star skill moves. He can do the Berber spins. He can do the La Croquetas. He can do that sort of stuff with ease. I think with his agility, with his balance, that's what you'd expect. And the weak foot, I was honestly really impressed with. I think that he can shoot with his weak foot. He can pass really, really well with his right foot. And I normally would... This is something very important on midfielders, I would say, as he scores another lovely goal in the background. And this box-to-box player is complete with a 4-star. I think that is really, really important. Dribbling is so good as well. I think when you think of Fred in real life, when he picks up the ball, he is able to dribble in the attack, but also dribbling is important when it's defending because you might pick the ball up in a tight space. Your opponent might be pressuring you, pressuring really high. If Fred is able to turn, get away, he's able to play the pass down the line, whatever, it just makes it a lot easier to actually transition from defense to attack. And when he's in attack, he can do the skill moves. He can dribble quickly to set up the assists, which I obviously really, really do like on Fred. And the dribbling, guys, is... Well, sorry, I've already mentioned the dribbling. The dribbling stats tell its own story. 93 agility, 97 balance, 92 composure. These are some high-end stats. So you can tell that with this card, he'll be very silky in game, to be honest. And yeah, all of this comes together to make a really complete player. This is weird for me because we're doing a review without a live gameplay, so there's a lot to cover, but I think that you get the idea that there aren't too many weaknesses for this card. Ones that I would say are clear weaknesses, 66 strength. This does play out in game. There's a few times where he's come up against guys like Johan Cruyff, Mbappe, and he's just being brushed off the ball. Kind of frustrating, but it's what you'd expect. You do have to take the sort of pros of this card, and yeah, there are a few cons that do come with it, of course, as well, which is the strength. So he's really quick, good at dribbling, but the strength does let him down. Sometimes you don't feel the presence in game because he's only 5'7". If you compare him to the likes of Blanc, if I compare him obviously to a prime icon moments like Mateus, it's not really fair, but if you compare him to like a Mateus, he just doesn't have that same presence, which means that he's not going to match up with the same rating at the end with those types of cards because he's not as good as them. And his body type in game, I think, does let him down as well. It's like quite a slim body type. Compare that again to the icons in the game, which are top tier midfielders. Could let you down, and there are a lot of other positions. So if you're thinking of going Carrasco, if you're thinking of going for Belotti, they might be more unique to you than a Fred, who you can maybe replicate the same sort of output with, like a KDB, Kante, Pogba, a bunch of other special Premier League midfielders, which might make you reconsider your decision. As well, I would say he has average shooting stats for an 89 rated card, but once again, if you're using him more as a defensive unit, this might not bother you as much. So for overall rating, I'm going to give him a 9.2. I think he's a really fun midfielder to have. I think that you will have Team of the Season cards, which are obviously better than this one. But he can defend, he can attack, he has really, really strong links. I think that's why I chose him, because he fits my team. He fits the links that I have, and he's a position that I wanted to fill. Bring some new fresh midfielders in. It's such an important position. And can Fred play it? Yes, he can. He's really, really good in midfield. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash like down below. Subscribe for a lot more FIFA 20 content. I will see you soon for much more FIFA content. Team of the Season so soon, guys. See you then.